Welcome to our 5 on 5. Pleased to bring back Cindy Williams, a licensed broker with the Morse Group with John L. Scott here in Medford. Good to see you, Cindy. How are you?
Hi, good to see you.
Thanks for coming. So it's the end of the year. I thought we'd kind of look ahead, look back, see what's going on in our real estate market. I guess first off, how was 2019 for the local market?
2019 was a great year again. A lot of sales. Sales are up. Prices are up. Buyers are up. It was a fabulous year in the Rogue Valley.
And I got to imagine selling a home this time of year would be very difficult. But is there such thing as a slow season in real estate?
Sure. This would probably be considered the slow season. However, inventory is low. The rates are low, so buyers are out there. Buyers are looking for property, and this time of the year, they're serious. And there's not as much to choose from, and so it actually is a really good time to have your house on the market. Actually, we'd like to see a little bit more inventory right now.
Sure, yeah, you can get people to accept maybe. You might not get if there's a lot of competition.
Yep.
When we're talking about the market locally, like price ranges, obviously not everything is, say, up the same percentage. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing in the numbers of maybe the most homes that are being sold, and what areas are also slower or lower?
So prices seem to be up about 5%. But the sellers are getting about 5% more, but that really depends on the price range that you're in. So if you're looking at about $350,000 and below, you probably fall into that, and that's the hottest market, and I would say that was a seller's market. When you start inching up, then you're starting to move more into a buyer's market. You get up to about $650,000 on up, and it really switches over to a buyer's market. Sometimes houses over $1 million are sitting, might take 6 months to a year. And they're not seeing the return or the increase in price that, say, $350,000 and below.
Yeah, you get up into those high numbers. It makes sense. There's not as many buyers.
Yep.
As we look to begin a new year, what are the rates looking like right now? And is that something we might see change on in the near future, or is it looking steady?
Yeah, right now it's looking really steady. The rates are low, historically low, really, and I think that's what's pushing the market right now for this season, which has really helped. The predictions out there are that the rates are going to stay low. We thought they were actually going to go up. We were told they were going to go up, and in fact, they went down. So it's kept the market very strong.
Yeah, I imagine something you like to see. It's in your business. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Cindy Williams, a licensed broker with the Morse Group with John L. Scott here in Medford. We're talking during the break about the legislature. They passed a rent control bill. Is that chilling investors buying up properties to rent?
Unfortunately, it is chilling investors. They're still out there, but it has slowed it down. With the new regulations, a tenant can have 90 days notice, or has to be given 90 days notice to vacate the property. So what investors are doing is they're slowing down on purchasing because it's more difficult, and some of them are selling, and as they're selling, buyers may have to wait 90 days before they can even occupy the home because the seller doesn't want to give the tenant 90 days notice ahead of time until it closes.
Yeah, it's not something they're used to. It does certainly make it more complicated.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What are we seeing in the Valley and in city by city, I don't know, about new builds? Obviously construction is not what it was pre-recession, but what are we seeing as far as new builds locally? Is there an area where that's happening?
A lot in South Medford area. We're seeing a lot of new construction there, and east. I mean, actually, we're seeing it all over. Okay. But we're seeing a lot in the Southwest Medford area. Affordable housing, they're kind of filling in the pockets in there. We're seeing more builders come on, a lot more new construction, and some really pretty homes coming in. Okay,
good. Now, are we seeing, we know when we drive, say, West Main out towards Jacksonville, beautiful area, the hemp is exploding, and not just there, of course. Is that something that buyers are staying away from in certain areas?
It's getting difficult to stay away from the hemp because as you drive around the Rogue Valley, it's not just in the Jacksonville, Applegate area. You actually are seeing it all over East Medford, out towards Eagle Point. Anywhere there's good EFU soil and a lot of water, we're starting to see more and more hemp.
Yeah, but I suppose that's a two-pronged approach because it's probably opportunities for people to, it's obviously very popular to grow that.
Yeah, great for landowners who have EFU property. Two things. One, some of them are selling them at great prices that they probably weren't valued at a few years ago. Sure. Some of them are leased to own. On the flip side is that we all know that hemp brings a really great odor when it blooms, and so buyers coming in don't necessarily like the smell of it, and sometimes they just keep looking other areas.
Fortunately, it's a beautiful area that we get to live in every day.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different options for them. Good to see you. Thanks very much.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.